Hi guys, it's Mr. Ruiz welcoming you to school. Uh, this is our that way. This is our homepage and schedule. If you notice, here's a schedule. I'm sure you've got the schedule in the mail for you guys. We'll be having class Tuesdays and Fridays. Keep in mind the office hours. You can watch this video later on. Shoot me any emails, any questions between 12:15 and 2:15 on a daily basis. Also keep in mind the tutoring and office hour schedule on Wednesday. Okay, well, that's that right there. You can press this as a video you can watch. So let's go into our assignment now. This activity 1.3, you'll click there. And I'm going to have a Google slide presentation attached to this. Let's go ahead and get to it right here. This will be attached to the presentation momentarily. So let's go ahead and look at this. This is from, oops, let's get to the beginning of it. Okay, this is from Activity 3 from America and I. It's a little short story we were talking about. So on page 6, please read the learning targets and keep in mind that you'll be doing a close read of American and I. Remember that American I is a short story that tells of an immigrant coming to America in the early 20th century. Keep in mind this work is semi-autobiographical. Some details come from the author's own experience as an immigrant. This work of narrative nonfiction, meaning it's a story that tells true events using the same techniques an author would use to tell a fictional story. As you read, notice techniques the author uses in writing because these will be helpful later in your own writing. Still on page 6, as you read, the fourth paragraph tells the reader what the story will be about. The narrator has to come to America in hopes of finding freedom to express herself, and the story will tell what happened as she tried to find that American dream. Connect this to the idea of the American dream as outlined in the cultural connection box, which we'll review momentarily. As you read, look at how the narrator's hopes are related to the ideas represented in the Declaration of Independence, especially those related to people having the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I want you to pay close attention to the word right. All right, moving on. On page 7, after reading the first 5 paragraphs, I'd like you to think about anyone who has recently immigrated to America. Compare the experience of the immigrants you know to the ones described in the beginning of the story. I'd like to point out that when this story was written, conditions in Russia were very different than they were in America. Russia had different laws and different ways of life that made some people very unhappy. These people came to America in search of the American dream. Remember the concept of the old world? Europeans thought of America as the new world since it became a country centuries later than the countries of Europe. Also, this search for the American dream is the main idea of the short story. Now, you're going to continue reading, and in paragraph 6 through 8, annotate as you read. When you have completed your annotations, please keep in mind that some words may be used in more than one way. Authors can use the literal meaning to say what the words actually mean, or they can use the words to create an image in the reader's mind that is different than what those words usually mean when put together. This is called figurative language. We use this all the time when, I could eat a horse, I'm so hungry, or I'm dead tired. Obviously, you're not going to eat a horse and you're not dead, but you're just trying to create an image in the people's mind to express your message. All right, so once you're done with paragraph 8, I'd like you to answer these questions. Now, these questions are going to be here in PowerSchool. After you read paragraph 6, I want you to answer these questions on a Google Doc and submit it and to turn it in. All right, so let's continue. All right, awesome. Now that you've finished the little language questions, you can go ahead and finish reading the article. Please remember to annotate and keep an eye on the main idea of achieving the American dream. Now, I have here soapstones. And that's what you're going to be doing once you finish the article. I want you to review the definition of soapstone. And right here, you have each section being carefully explained. Okay. Now, once that's done, after you review this, you're going to go back to PowerSchool. You're going to click here It says Soapstone, and it's going to lead you to a Google Doc, which you can either copy and paste into your own doc, but actually the easier version would be to go to File, make a copy. Once you make a copy, that's your file, and you can start writing your response. Remember, I want a 2 cents response for each question. All right, so let's go back to activity 1.3 in PowerSchool. As I said, you finish reading paragraph 1 through 6. You answer these questions. Once you finish the entire article, you answer the soapstones questions and submit it in to turn it in. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what you'll be working with. This is a PDF that you'll find. Now, I want you, once again, to review the learning targets. Here are the instructions to annotate. You're going to use my notes for any questions you may have, and go ahead and pose those questions in the in-class hours. You're going to put a star next to the central incident. Keep in mind, we're going to be reviewing this. You're going to put an exclamation mark next to the narrator's response to the central idea, and you're going to circle any unknown words. Now, this is key. When you come across any unknown words, circle them and finish reading the story, and then go back, look at those words, find a definition, and reread the story, and your understanding of the story is going to expand exponentially. Go ahead and review language resources to give you more insight into figurative language. Also, review cultural connections so you could see what the American dream was about. Um, here are some definitions of some words that you may not understand. Remember, keep an eye on the notes. All right. Okay. And once you finish this, you're going to answer soapstone, and then we'll move on to activity 1.4, but that'll be later on in the week. All right, if you have any further questions, please go ahead and email me, and have fun.